King Solomon's Mines by H. Rider Haggard.
Ye must be spirits, faltered the old man. How could a man have hair on only one side of his face? A transparent eye, beautiful white legs, and teeth which melt away and grow again. Pardon us, O my lords.
Good's appearance had saved us. Here was luck indeed, and I jumped at it. "We come from the stars," I cried. "I will show you our strength. I will kill with a noise." Umbopa rose to the occasion, handing me my rifle and bowing low.
"Here is the magic tube, O Lord,"
he said. I had noticed a small antelope nearby. It was an easy shot. Bang! The antelope lay dead. "You see, I do not speak empty words."
It is so,
gasped the old man.
Listen, children of the stars,
the old man went on.
I am Infidus, son of Katha, once king of the Kukuana people. This youth is Skraga, son of King Twala the Black, the Terrible.
"So," said I, "lead us to Twala, but play no tricks. If you do, the light of the transparent eye shall destroy you, and the vanishing teeth shall fix themselves in you. Our magic tubes shall speak loudly. Beware!" This magnificent speech impressed Infidus. He bowed low and murmured the words, "Kum, kum," which I later discovered was the Kukuana royal salute. At this, Skraga, the king's son, looked angry. We set off again, along the great white road. "Who made this road?" I asked Infidus as we walked.
No one knows who or when,
he replied.
The road was here when our race came from the north, like the breath of a storm 10,000 moons ago. They could travel no further because of the mountains which ring the land. So says Gagul the Old, and smeller out of witches.
He waved an arm around him.
Our people settled here and grew strong. When King Twala calls up his regiments, their plumes cover the plain.
Tell me about Twala, I suggested.
My elder brother, Imotu, became king when my father died.
Infidus looked sad.
He was a good king, and he had a small son called Ignosi. When Ignosi was 3 years old, a famine came on the land, and the people murmured. Gagul, the wise and terrible woman, said, Imoto is no king. She brought Twala, who is also my brother, to the people, and showed them the mark of the sacred snake around his waist. Behold your king, she cried.
Infidus was silent for a moment, and then went on.
Twala killed Imotu, and made himself king.
What became of the boy, Ignosi?
Asked Sir Henry.
The queen took him and ran away from our land. None has seen them since. They must be dead.
Umbopa had been listening. The expression on his face was most strange. While we talked, we had reached the kraal where Infidus lived. Word had been sent on ahead, and now we had our first sight of a regiment of the Kukuana warriors. Thousands of them waited for us. Each man wore a black plume on his head and a circlet of ox tails round his waist. As we passed, they raised their spears and gave the royal salute.
Om!
We spent a comfortable night at the kraal. Next morning, we continued along the great road to Lu, Twala's principal place. As we travelled, we were overtaken by many warriors. They were hurrying to Lu to be present at the great annual review of troops, Infidus told us. More splendid troops I have never seen. Lu came into view, an enormous place with a river running through it. Miles beyond, 3 huge mountains started out of the level plain.
The great road ends there,
Infidus told us, pointing towards them.
The mountains are called the 3 Witches. They are full of caves. A great pit lies between them, watched over by the Silent Ones. The wise men of all time went there to get whatever they came here for.
What did they come for? I asked eagerly. Bright stones?
I cannot talk of it, Infidus replied. My lord must speak to Gagul the Old.
I turned to the others. Solomon's mines lie in those mountains.
Umbopa broke in.
The diamonds are surely there.
How do you know that? I asked sharply. He laughed.
I dreamed it in the night, white man.
Then he turned on his heel and walked away. We arrived at Loo and were taken to an open space in front of the king's huge hut. Before us, thousands of warriors stood as still as statues. Twala strode out from his hut, a huge figure in a tiger skin. He was followed by Scragga, and what appeared to be a wizened, dried-up monkey clad in a fur cloak. This was Gagool.
Come!
Outroared the royal salute. Dead silence followed, until one warrior dropped his shield.
Kill him!
Shouted Twala in tones of great rage. To our horror, a grinning Scragga threw his spear. The unfortunate warrior lay dead. What kind of king was this? Twala turned his cruel face to us.
Why should I not kill you too, men from the stars?
He demanded. This is why. Swiftly I raised my rifle and shot one of his own oxen. I could see he was impressed. Suddenly, Gagool threw back her cloak and revealed an aged, wrinkled face. She began to caper about.
I smell blood.
She shrieked.
Ye white men come for diamonds. But who are ye of the proud bearing?
She turned on Umbopa, her voice more piercing.
I know ye. Take off your cloak.
The effort seemed to be too much for her, and she collapsed to the ground.
Go in peace.
Twala said uneasily.
Tomorrow I shall think of what Gagool has said.
Later, in the hut we had been given, I turned to Infadus. It seems to us that Twala is a cruel king.
It is so, my lords.
Infadus bowed his head.
Tonight ye shall see the great witch hunt. If Twala fears a man or wants something of his, Gagool will smell him out as a wizard, and he will be killed. No man is safe. The people are weary of Twala's cruel ways.
Why don't they cast him down?
Asked Good.
Scragga would then rule in his place. His heart is blacker than that of his father. If only Omoto or his son Ignosi had lived.
Ignosi is not dead.
Umbopa spoke directly to Infadus.
See, I will show you, O my uncle.
He threw off his leopard skin. A great snake tattooed in blue wound its way round his middle. Infadus stared, then fell to his knees.
Come, come,
He exclaimed.
it is my brother's son. It is the king.
Rise, my uncle.
Umbopa put out his hand.
I am not yet king, but will ye help me overthrow this tyrant, ye and these brave white men?
We will, we all cried. Infadus promised to rally 20,000 spears after that night's witch hunt. Umbopa, or Ignosi, as he should have been called, turned to us.
If ye will help me, white men, what can I give ye? The bright stones. Ye shall have them.
Sir Henry spoke up.
We will help you, diamonds or no diamonds, Umbopa. We came, as you know, to seek my brother. Has he been seen?
No white man has set foot in our land,
Infadus said.
I would have heard.
Sir Henry shook his head sadly.
Poor fellow. So, our journey has been for nothing.
That night, we attended the terrible witch hunt. Thousands of warriors were there, and the moon poured its light on a forest of spears. The wicked old Gagool began to dance around.
I smell the evildoer.
She screeched and pointed out the first to die. The dance became quicker, and she pointed out man after man. They were all killed. At length, she danced towards us,
She's going to try her games on us.
cried Good in horror. But it was Ignosi she touched.
He is full of evil. Kill him.
I pointed my rifle straight at Twala. Stand back, I cried, or Twala dies.
Put away your magic jewel.
Twala was clearly afraid.
The dance has ended.
We returned to our hut, almost sick with relief. Infadus arrived, accompanied by 6 stately chiefs. Ignosi showed them the tattoo of the sacred snake, and they examined it closely. At length, The eldest spoke.
The land cries out because of Twala's cruelties. But how do we know that this man is our true king? The sacred snake is not enough. If we are to fight Twala, we need a sign!
I think I have it.
Good exclaimed as I translated the speech. He produced an almanac.
I notice that an eclipse of the moon is due for tomorrow night, to be seen in Africa. Tell them we will darken the moon.
Are you sure of the date?
Sir Henry asked.
Oh, yes. I have kept a careful record.